3, 2, 1, ignition.
This video is for those who want to know about SpaceX launches that didn't go as planned. I hope this video will add value to your knowledge about SpaceX. Let's start the video. This is not the first time SpaceX has had an unlucky launch. Elon Musk owns the space exploration corporation, SpaceX, which has become a pioneer in space exploration under his guidance. SpaceX has pioneered several technologies and done things that were previously deemed impossible. As with an excellent corporation, they had to deal with a few setbacks that nearly knocked the company down as hard as some of their rockets.
3, 2, 1, 0.
SpaceX's Boca Chica, Texas factory launched an epic high-altitude test flight of the SN8. SN8 blasted off at 22:45 UTC, 5:45 EST, and returned to Earth after covering a distance of 7.8 miles, or 12.5 kilometers. In the last moments of the test flight, a landing pad monitoring camera captures footage of the rocket plummeting violently to Earth. The test flight lasted around 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Once the rocket had reached its desired altitude, it started its descent by shutting down its 3 Raptor engines one at a time. The 50-meter tall or 165 feet SN8 nose-coned aimed forward as it sought to land. In a video SpaceX posted on Twitter, the SN8's nose-cone arms and wing flaps on the rocket's base can be seen moving. An engine failure during the SN8's rocket's landing almost resulted in a successful landing, but the rocket crashed to the ground and exploded dramatically. Despite the SN8 test flight's disastrous landing, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk stated his satisfaction with the flight's results on Twitter. On this day in 2021, SpaceX's Starship vehicle prototype SN9 launched from the company's South Texas base in Boca Chica village on the Gulf Coast for its first flight test.
3, 2, 1.
The stainless steel SN9 lifted off at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST, or 1825 GMT, 2:25 p.m. local Texas time. Re-entering Earth's atmosphere, the spaceship seemed to fly successfully, shutting down its 3 Raptor engines, reaching its target altitude of around 6.2 miles and completing a complicated horizontal flip like it would in an operational re-entry. When it came to landing, SN9 couldn't slow down or get vertical in time. About 6.5 minutes after liftoff, on December 9th, 2020, an enormous conflagration broke out at the landing location as the spacecraft descended to Earth. SpaceX integration engineer John Ispricker during the launch webcast told that another thing they need to do is improve on its landing. It seems that the significant aim, demonstrating control of the vehicle throughout the subsonic re-entry, was highly successful, and they will draw a lot from it. Although the SN9 successor, the SN10, suffered almost the same fate, SpaceX would still need to improve on its landing. It was the 3rd high-altitude test flight for a Starship vehicle, but it was the first to end safely. However, on respective missions in December 2020 and February 2019, SN8 and SN9, SN10's immediate predecessors, both flew successfully until they collided and were destroyed. SpaceX lead integration engineer John Ispricker was confident that following the back-to-back failures of the SN10's predecessors, a 3rd time would be the charm. They could all agree that the 3rd straight accident was not what SpaceX had in mind when they set out to make preparations. The vehicle exploded on the landing pad at 6:30 p.m. EST, or 23:30 GMT, rising into the sky and crashing into a tremendous fireball. Soon after landing, some flames could be seen near SN10's base, which was a clue of what to follow. In 2021, SN11 took to the skies above Texas after a 1-day delay due to bad weather. It wasn't the first time the test had to be postponed. On Friday, March 25th, SpaceX replaced one of the craft's 3 Raptor engines and planned to conduct a test flight. On Monday morning, SpaceX's Starbase test facility in Boca Chica village in South Texas delayed the launch of the Starship SN11 rocket, which took off from the site at 8 a.m. local time, or 9 a.m. EDT, 1300 GMT. To attempt a landing on Earth, the Starship returned to a height of 6.2 miles, or 10 kilometers. 6 minutes into the flight, the onboard cameras were turned off.
10 kilometers altitude. Coming up at T plus 4 minutes, we're at 10 kilometers altitude, and we are getting dropouts on the camera. Back with you. As you can see from the frozen camera view, we lost the clock at T plus 5 minutes 49 seconds.
It looks to have exploded above the pad before making its way back to Earth. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, said that Engine 2 of the SN11's Raptor rocket seemed to be malfunctioning. The failure of the missile may not have been caused by this, although it's possible. Even though it was not required in theory, Engine 2 had issues on the climb and didn't reach operating chamber pressure during the landing burn. There appears to be no end to the irrational work ethic of the SpaceX team, which has been forced into a rethink and a fresh approach to space exploration after 4 failed SN rockets. For enhanced speed and efficiency in manufacturing and flying, the SN15's avionics, software, and engines were improved. Changes include a Raptor engine design and configuration, a revised avionics suite, and a reworked propellant architecture in the aft skirt. At least this time, it seems that their efforts have been rewarded. The stainless steel SN15, or serial number 15 rocket, was launched from SpaceX's Starbase test site in Boca Chica, Texas, to commemorate the 60th anniversary of NASA astronaut Alan Shepard's suborbital mission, the United States' first ever crewed spaceflight, on 22:24 GMT. SpaceX was relieved when the spacecraft landed successfully at its allocated concrete landing pad 6 minutes after launch, after putting in a lot of effort to ensure the launch went off without a hitch. There will come a time when Elon Musk feels the Earth can no longer support human existence. Therefore, we need to get out while we can. The millionaire has spent a lot of time and money on SpaceX to complete this challenging goal, and the results have been impressive. SpaceX has, without question, encountered many roadblocks in its quest to advance its purpose, but these are crucial to Elon Musk. Because of this incident, SpaceX can fine-tune its rocket design to guarantee that it can carry out its mission. According to Elon Musk, a company's attempts to invent new ways of doing things are sure to fail, but the key is to regard errors and failures as stepping stones rather than brick walls. This was all from my side to guide you about the process of newly launched segment of SpaceX that teaches us a lesson that failure is a stepping stone toward success. Please subscribe and press the bell button if you're new to the channel so you don't miss any new stuff. Comment below if this video was helpful or if you have any concerns regarding this video.
MD Houston flight. Houston is go for undocking and departure.
Dragon is committed to undock.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon to ground. We are ready for